Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's Victor here from Cyborg for Life. Today I wanted to talk about how you can determine how much height you should gain from limb lengthening surgery. Loaded question, going to depend on a lot of different factors. Things like your personal height goal and how tall you'd like to be, your range of motion and flexibility in your muscles, your limb length ratio of your tibia to femurs, because it's going to change from before and after the surgery. You got to know that, okay? The amount of money you can invest, because we all know this is a very expensive procedure. And then finally, your work ethic. How hard are you willing to work to get back, especially if you want to regain your athletic ability that you had prior to surgery, okay? So first off, your personal height goal. How tall would you like to be? Well, this is going to vary for a lot of different people, you know. So let's just say somebody who's 5'4" and wants to get to 5'7", that's a 3-inch gain. That's pretty reasonable. Let's just say that somebody who's 5'4" wants to get to 6 foot. That's an 8-inch gain. That's a little outrageous, all right? So you want to pick a goal that's pretty realistic, okay? Most surgeons, there's a rule of thumb out there that, you know, the femurs should be lengthened only within that 7.5 to 8 centimeters max, and the tibia being 3.5 to 5 centimeters max. It's going to vary from person to person. Again, you know, different factors play into that. And there's a rule of thumb that says 10 to 15% of your bone length is what you should go for to be safe. And then anything outside of that 15 to 20% range of your bone length is risky business. It's kind of true, but some surgeons don't necessarily measure your bone length that same way. So usually just go by what they say, what they recommend. Because if you want, let's say, 13 to 15 centimeters in total height, you got to realize that you have to do 2 surgeries or more surgeries, because it's not going to happen in one surgery. It's impossible, okay? The amount of complications would be out of this world. So you got to realize that, okay? But the next factor is going to be your flexibility, your range of motion in your muscles. When you sit down for your consultation with your doctor, they're going to get all the background information, health history, and all that. Then they're going to measure your, your muscle flexibility, okay? They're going to do knee flexion tests to check your quad flexibility, knee extension for your hamstrings, dorsiflexion for your calves. They're going to check, IT band rigidity and stuff like that. Because if you're not flexible enough, you're not even a candidate for leg lengthening in the first place, okay? So your doctor is going to check that, or at least they should if they're qualified, okay? Because that's very, very important, okay? Next up is going to be your proportions. So I did a video a while back on your tibia to femur ratio. So if you take your tibia length divided by your femur length, and if you're in the range of, like, let's say, I think it was 0.78 to 0.82, that's the average proportional range of being symmetrical. And if, let's say, you're outside of it, if it's like 0.75, that means that your tibias are shorter than your femurs and you should lengthen them. And if it's like 0.85, your femurs are shorter and you should lengthen those, okay? So you can use that how you see it. So like if your doctor does measure your bones that way, you can figure out your proportion ratio and talk it over with them and say, hey doc, which one should I go? If proportion matters to you that much, okay? So that's a factor that weighs in on how much length you should get on each bone. Another thing is, how much money are you willing to invest? We all know this is really, really expensive, okay? In the United States, somewhere close to that $100,000 range. Elsewhere in the world, maybe cheaper, but you pay for what you get. You got to be careful who you're going with. Find a qualified surgeon. Make sure you don't have any complications. But the point is that, if you want 2 surgeries and you're going to get, like, let's say, over that 8 centimeters in length that the internal nail lengthens, or even if you're getting an external frame, you need to realize that you're going to have to do multiple surgeries, okay, to get, somewhere in that 5-inch range or 6 inches or whatever you're going for. So you're going to need multiple surgeries. So that's going to significantly increase, at least double the price. But the tibias are usually more expensive, so it could even increase it even more, okay? So you got to realize that price is going to be up. Another factor that's going to play into it is how long you're going to be out, okay? Because this is not like a flash in the pan type thing. You don't like, I had an interview with Dr. Maboubian the other day, and he basically said that, you don't just walk in and get taller. It's not that simple. You got to go through months and months of, meticulous lengthening and rehab to get back to where you were, to be taller. So for example, let's say that you wanted to get 8 centimeters, which is 3 inches on your femurs. Okay. Well, that's going to take, usually you're lengthening at about a millimeter per day, right? So, and you don't actually start until about 5 or 7 days after the surgery. So you're looking at, let's say, 8 centimeters, that's like 80 millimeters plus 5 or 7. So like you're looking at almost 90 days of the distraction phase, okay? Then you have to go through the healing phase. So you're looking at anywhere from, because the 8 centimeters distraction, you're looking to heal that for like 6 to 8 weeks. So you're looking anywhere from between 4.5 to 5 months of being out, okay? And if the tibia is less length, you probably will heal a little quicker, although they don't heal as quick as the femur, so it might be around the same. But you're looking at around 5 months of, you know, taking time off. So can you take that much time off from work? That's going to depend on how much length you can get. If you get less length, you'll be able to, you know, have a faster turnaround. Now, I'm not saying that you should, but just make sure that you have that factored in, okay? And then finally, your work ethic. This is a pretty controversial and debatable topic. You know, you have people who say that you can't get back 100%. You can only do about 80 or 90% of what you were pre-surgery. And then you have other people who say that, yes, you can get back 100%, you know, and even surpass it, myself included. Guys, it's going to just matter to 3 different things. It's going to be, did you lengthen within the safety parameters? You know, the 7.5 to 8 centimeters for the femurs, or the 3.5 to 5 centimeters for the tibia. Okay, did you work religiously hard on the physical therapy and rehab routine that you have in place, okay, during distraction and consolidation, okay? Or did you have some sort of complication come up, or did you sneak some extra length in there, okay, and not tell your doctor, okay? Well, they'll see it because of the x-rays. And then three is, did you make yourself a rebuilding and rehab and strengthening program for post-consolidation? Okay, because a lot of people think that this ends after consolidation. No. This goes on much, much further, okay? Which is why I kind of find it funny that a lot of people who say that you can't get back 100% are the ones who are not even finished with their process yet. You know, they're talking like they've been through it all, but you're not gonna be 100% until about a couple years after you have your devices removed. And these people haven't even had their devices removed. You know what I mean? So I think it's kind of funny how they can, you know, certainly say with certainty that you can't get back when they aren't even close to being done. They're only about 60% of the way through the process. So be careful who you listen to, because here's the thing, it will change your biomechanics. You will be different after cosmetic limb lengthening, but different isn't necessarily worse. You see what I mean? Because your body can adapt amazingly well to these changes in your muscle length, your bone length, okay, your proprioception, your equilibrium, all of this. Your body can change dramatically, okay? But the thing is it takes time. It takes time for you to learn your new body. It's like driving a new car. It takes time, okay? Maybe you can learn that a little quicker, but you know, in your new body, you can definitely learn things. Now, if you get complications on the other hand, and you over lengthen, or if you push things to the max, or if you weren't very flexible to begin with and you overshot it, then that's going to change things. But if you did it within a safe range, you worked very, very hard on your rehab, you know, slept well, you ate well, you know, did all the things correctly, then you should be able to go back, provided that your surgeon did a good job. Okay? Because for me, I made a rehab program and rebuilding program before the surgery even happened, and I tweaked it along the way so that maybe if I did this again, or if I can help people like you, okay? So the point is that be careful who you listen to, you know, lengthen within a safe range, stay loose and limber with your rehab and physical therapy, and then, you know, work religiously hard, okay, to come back. Because I always tell people to work hard in a smart direction. And what that means is that you have to have a strategic and effective plan in place, okay, that's gonna get you to where you wanna be without, you know, all the ups and downs, okay? All right, so guys, that's all I have for you today. I hope you found the video helpful. If you did, go ahead and hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any videos. And until next time, Victor from Cyborg for Life, signing out.